All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to submit your application to the Shopify App Store. So let's get it, guys.
She want me to lock it down, but I told her to pass the key. You gotta slow it down, girl, you're moving too fast for me. Nobody did it like this, so they wonder, they asking me if I can slow it down, cause it's coming too fast for me. I came up from the bottom, now look at me now, they mad at me. I cannot slow it down, cause it's coming too fast for me.
Now, before we begin, guys, you already know my name is Joe Santos, aka CodingPhase. I have a website called CodingPhase.com. If you're looking to learn how to code, you got to go to CodingPhase.com. And at the same time, if you want to learn Shopify app development, definitely come to my website. We have different career paths, but within this career path of Shopify app developer, we teach you everything that you need to become a Shopify app developer. Now, this video is actually going to be in this course right here, Advanced Shopify App Development, where we actually created a full stack application. And then from there, we deployed it with Heroku. And then from there, we are actually going to submit it right now live with you guys. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to partners.shopify.com or shopify.com/partners. Either way is fine. It's going to bring you to the same place. Okay, from there, you're going to come here, click on login. You log into your account. Okay, then from there, you want to go to where it says apps. You find the application that you want to submit. You click on your application. The next step that you want to do is you want to click on where it says app listings. Okay. Now inside of here is where you're going to put in all of the information for your application. Now, if you guys don't know how this looks like inside of the App Store, let me show you right now before we go into all of the details. So basically you have this, let's say, this is your application, right? You have an icon, you have information about your application, you could have a video, right? You could have the information about how much does it cost per month. Okay, from there you have a full description of the application itself. This is great for SEO. These applications are really good. So for example, if you do something like, I don't know, image galleries, right? You want to put in all the information and stuff it with the right keywords to make sure that when people search online and they search image gallery application, Shopify, your application actually shows up on Google. And this is how most people are going to find your applications. All right. At the same time, you're going to have information for support. Like let's say your privacy, you're also going to have your email. You could have your contact information right there. Okay. From there, you could also have images of the application itself to give somebody a preview of how your application is going to look. Okay. And then from there, you have your pricing. Now in here, you could have multiple different types of pricing. So let me see if I can find one that has different pricing. Here you go. We got free, starter, growth, pro. So this right here is the different pricing plans, right? You could click in here and see all of the different pricing plans information. As you can see, that brings you to a website, and that's something that we're going to talk about in a second. Okay, it's very important for you guys to have a landing page. Now, for this application that we built, we didn't build the landing page. We just pretty much have it, just the basics of Laravel. I'm leaving it up to you guys to decide how you want your landing page to look. Okay, so we have the application already done, but I'm not giving you guys the landing page. That landing page, I'm leaving it up to you guys to decide how you want it. Me personally, I will say just buy it from like a website like themeforest.net. They have some really good ones. Personally, I love this one called Finity. It's HTML and CSS and a little bit of JavaScript type of landing page, but this you could integrate it within Laravel, super easy. You don't have to do much. Okay, now if you click in here, live preview, you can see the different types of landing pages. Okay, personally, I like this one because you could have something like this for your landing page. You have the picture of your application, you have information about the application itself. Okay, maybe you have a preview video right here. Okay, from there you could have different things like this, right? just have like, you know, some nice animation, maybe some, you know, some comments from people who have used your application. Okay. Maybe some reviews, and then you have the different pricing plans for your application. All right. So this is what I'm recommending for you guys. Now, this only costs, I think, what is it? It's like $16. It's not really money, bro. So $16, you guys can definitely buy something like this. And of course, if you don't want to buy something like this, you feel like, hey, I have the design skills to create my own landing page, then I will recommend for you guys to read this article. It says, before you create a landing page, check out this incredible examples. This is from unbounce.com, and it talks about all of the things that you want to have on a landing page to make it a real successful landing page and help you, you know, get more sales or more subscriptions to your applications. Of course, you could go to dribble.com, get inspired by other designers, and basically get ideas to see how they have done their different landing pages. And all you have to do is come in and search SaaS or software as a service landing page, and you will click on web design, and that will give you a whole bunch of examples. Again, I could go ahead and give you guys a landing page, a basic landing page, but I feel like this is something that you guys can do. I really wanted just to focus on the back end and on the application itself. I didn't really want to focus too much on the landing page itself. You guys can do that on your own. All right. So again, the application is already complete. Now, all you have to do is come in here, click here. As you can see, this is the English listing. You can have multiple languages. So you have the app name, the tagline, right? You have the app icon. You have search terms. You want to go ahead and add a couple of keywords. So let's say if it's a application about gallery, you want to come in here and say gallery. You want to come in and say images, slider, JavaScript, animation, something like that, right? You want to go ahead and start adding those things in there, because this is what's going to help you or help people find your application when they start searching for it. Okay. Again, you got app details, you got promotional video. You can put in a video that you upload on YouTube. I recommend creating a YouTube channel for your application. So like that, when people come in, ask about questions for, hey, how do I do this on this application? You could create a series of tutorials talking about your application. And from there, that's going to also bring in a lot of leads, a lot of people that's going to be interested in your application, because YouTube is one of the biggest search engines in the world. So YouTube is definitely the way to go. Some people might say, hey, let's use Vimeo. Bro, use YouTube. Okay. The next thing that I will say is the key benefits. This right here is what I was telling you guys before. It's this things right here. Okay. You have that right there. So you could put in different images for each one. Okay. And then putting a description. You have the title, just like how you have it here. #1 trusted loyalty program. And then you put in some information about it. Okay. Then from there, you have a featured banner. So this is like an extra feature that you could go and add to this. All right. Now it's up to you if you want to do that. From there, you also have the screenshots. This is what I was saying before. You have screenshots in here. As you can see, media gallery. You could go ahead and add a whole bunch of different images to show your application and show how it works. Again, if you want to do it like that, you could do it like that. As you can see, it says mobile, optional, point of sale, optional, etc. Okay, all of that is optional, but the more details and more information that you add to this, the better it's going to be for you. This detailed description is what's going to show up right here, where it says show full description. Like I told you guys, make sure that you write all the information and everything that has to do with your application, because this is like pretty much your SEO. This is how people are just going to find you. Again, if you have an application, you have a store, right, that has already installed your application, you can come here and put in the demo, right? That's the demo URL. Then from there, you have information like, hey, does this integrate with any other services or devices, etc. You can put them in. Like, let's say, for example, this integrates with Facebook, right? Or let's say MailChimp, right? Let's say your application integrates with that, Google Analytics, right? You could go ahead and start adding those things. All right. So let me close this down. Then from here, you have your pricing details. Okay. You could say, how should your Shopify charge a merchant for installing your application? You could do a free to install. We kind of went over this when we created the different pricing plans. For this application, we created 2 different plans. One is a silver plan, $10 per month. Okay, you're charging every 30 days. You give them a 7-day trial. And then from there, we also had a gold plan. So this is where you're going to put that information. So you can say recurring charge. All right. And then from there, you put in the information of the plan itself. You can add multiple plans. Remember what I told you. You want to go in and put in the different plans. Especially if you want to have something free, then from there, you got the silver plan, then you got the gold plan. So you want to go and fill this out. All right. Then from there, you have provide URL where merchants can find more pricing information for your app. This is where you go into the details. So let's say you have your landing page, right, that you bought. Then you want to have another page like this one where they have all of the details about the pricing. Like, what do you get for free? You get basically some points, some referral program, etc. But then if you go and get the starter kit, you get program branding, rewards, emails. If you pay for the growth, you get the nudges, the point expiry, etc. Like, depending on your plan, you go in, you set up a chart. So like that, the user knows exactly like what is it that they're going to be getting. Because in here, if you look over here on Shopify, there's only so much information that you can put right here, as you guys can see. But if you see this link right here, CEO pricing options, you could go and get more information about what you're getting, okay, and how much is it that's gonna cost you. All right. So again, let's go back. All right. Now from there, you have charges outside Shopify's billing API. Okay, this is different. This is if you want to go in and set up your own charges. We didn't go over that in this course. Personally, I'd rather just for you guys to go in and have Shopify handle all of that, and then you just get paid. It's easier to have just Shopify handle all of that, because automatically you don't have to deal with somebody's credit cards. You don't have to keep track of, hey, did they pay? Did they not pay? Hey, I got a refund. I got to do this and that. No, it's like, let Shopify handle that. That's what they're there for. Okay. Okay. So then from there, you want to put in your information. So this right here is where you want to put in all of your info as far as like information for your company. So let's say, for example, if you want to get an email when somebody leaves a review to your application, you put in the email that you want to get that submitted to. Okay. At the same time, you got app submission contact email. Okay, so this is for when people want to contact you, right? Especially after you submitted the application, because remember, somebody's going to look at your application and they're going to go over it. Okay, they're going to install it and they're going to go over it. Okay, so then from there, you want to go in. This is your sales and support. You want to have an email. You want to have a phone number. You want to have a privacy policy, and this should be on your website, the same website that has your application. So for example, for me, this is where we have this application, utmapp.test. You want to go in and actually put in the privacy link. So it could be something like this, terms or policy, right? So you create a route, create a page for it. Okay, so you want to do that. Then from there, you want to have your website URL. So this is going to be for your company. So let's say, for example, we're not talking about the website URL for, I don't know, for the application itself. Some people, they do it like that, where they say, okay, smile.io, this is the company, right? So this is a big application. But if you have an application where you have, like, let's say, multiple applications within Shopify, it would be better to go in and do something like this, how omegatheme.com has, where they have all of their applications in here. So when you go to omegatheme.com, this is their website. This is their contact URL. So right here, this is what you want to do. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to do it. If you want to follow what Smile.io does, which is like, hey, this landing page for the application is the website for the company, or you want to do something like Omega Themes, where they have a whole bunch of different apps, and basically, you know, they're linking to their omegatheme.com website. Okay, again, let's continue from here. Next thing that you see right here is the FAQ URL. This is like for frequently asked questions. You want to set this up. So before you even go and submit all of this, go to this page and go through all of the questions that they're asking you and all of the things that you see here, right? Create all of these pages, because you want to make sure that your application gets approved no matter what. So look at what other people are doing. So as you can see, if you click in here for the FAQ, you can see the different things that people are asking for. Okay, simple, effortless, etc. Right? Get started. Right? So this is just linking back to Shopify. But this is horrible. Like, this is a really bad FAQ page. You guys can definitely do something a little bit better than this. Let me see if we can find a good example for something like this. Let me see. ShipStation. Okay, and there we go. So they could have something like this. ShipStation help guide. Okay, new to ShipStation, using the left side navigation, search the help, etc. Like, you could have a something like this, like, hey, is there a refund? Hey, is there how do you use this application? How do I install? Hey, what's the difference between the silver and the gold plan? Like, questions that people are gonna ask. Try to add at least 5 to 10 different questions and answer them. Try to make it at least like a paragraph long. Go into details. So basically, if somebody comes in and they want to go in and use your application, at least you answered all of the basic things. Okay. And of course, from there, we move on to the next thing. The next thing that you have here is tracking. So let's say, for example, Google Analytics, right? This is to track page views for your app listing on Google Analytics. So you could create your own, basically your own resource, your own website data for Google Analytics, and where you could keep track of the users. Like, hey, how many users are actually visiting that page right now? How many people have actually installed it? Or, hey, how did they find this page? Did they find it through, through Google? Did they find it through Facebook? Did they find it through a Facebook ad? Did they find it through a Google ad? Was it an organic search? Can I get more details, right? Can I get the keywords that they use, etc.? You want to go ahead and add Google Analytics. Again, if you guys don't know, all of this is being added to you within this course. Okay, if you signed up for the Shopify app developer, there's a reason why I did this. When people came in and say, hey Joe, why do you have Google Analytics? Why do you have Facebook and Google ads? Guys, if you want to be a legit Shopify app developer, you need to understand how these things work. All of this is being added to you guys at no cost, right? Like, all of this is part of the bundle. Okay, so if you signed up for the yearly plus membership at CodingPhase.com, or you came in and you bought the whole bundle of all the courses for Shopify, literally you have all of that information in there. Google Analytics, Facebook and Google ads, marketing. Okay, there's a reason why I added those things. All right, so let's continue with this. Okay, you got the same thing, Google remarketing code. This is like for conversions and things like that. Facebook Pixel, this is optional. Again, I will say, do add this to your Facebook pixels, because let's say, for example, right now you guys are just starting, right? But you want to tag everybody that has been going to that landing page, because technically this is like a landing page for your application within the store. Now with this, you are able to go and do retargeting ads. So let's say, for example, this person is like, I don't know, I like this application, but I'm just not ready to sign up for it yet. Okay, so what you do is you create a retargeting ad where you're saying, hey, come back, this is the features that we have, come take this application, use it, we'll give you a demo right? Will even, if you want to hop on a call, etc., depending on the level of your application, right? Of course. But with retargeting ads, right? Let's say, for example, your application costs $20 per month, but if it costs you $5, $6 to get that person to come back and sign up, sure, you know what I mean? Like, now you got that person to sign up for every month for $20. They're going to be using your application, right? $20 every single month. So you basically made your money back that you invested into a Facebook ad the same time that, they signed up. Okay. And then from there, it's just consistent income coming up every single month. Okay. Again, from there, install requirements. This is information. Specify which merchants can install your ad by setting merchant install requirements, targeting this correct, etc. Okay. Sales channel requirements. Okay. Merchant must have an online store. Okay. Merchant must have a Shopify point of sale. So it depends on what type of application you're having. But technically right here, you want to do something like this, like merchant must have an online store. That's the one that you're always going to be choosing. Okay. Let's say, for example, this is optional. Again, all of this is optional. But here, let's say geographic requirements. Let's say, your application only works on specific areas. Let's say you create an application that's super, niche, right? And you say, oh, I have an application that gets all of the vendors, for selling t-shirts, right? Or I don't know. Let's keep it at that. All of the vendors that selling t-shirts within the UK. Now, it wouldn't make sense for your application to be showing up for people in the United States. So you want to go in and say, you know what? This is only for merchants that's doing things in the US or in the UK. Sorry. So you could say United Kingdom. Okay. And then from there, that's the only region or country that is going to see this application. Same thing right here. Merchant must ship to the US. So this is like for an application that only dealing with shipping to certain areas. Or let's say, for example, that only takes a certain type of currency. So US dollar, Canadian dollar, like you could go in here and be very specific. Okay. And then the final thing here is basically the app review instructions. It's very simple. It's telling you include instructions, credentials, and other important pieces of information so your app can be tested and reviewed. Be sure to include credentials for all accounts such as Amazon or eBay seller accounts. Okay, so let's say, for example, if you are creating an application that needs to connect to Amazon or create to eBay or any other third parties, like you got to put in all of that information, because what they're going to do is they're going to install this application and they're going to run it themselves. Okay, so if it's something that needs some type of password or type of information, put in all that information in here. Okay. Make sure that you give them everything. All right. So let's say at the same time, they give you an example, test case 1, add one product, and then with 2 variants, select a product for display, and then expected results. Both products are displayed in a banner. This is like an example, right? So let's say if you had an image gallery slider, you could come in here and say test case number 1. Hey, register or sign up or install the application. Then from there, go to the images, click on gallery. Then from there, go in, select and upload the images that you want. Then from there, go and select other things like, hey, what type of sliding, effects do you want? What type of fade in, fade out. So put in all of that information. Is like step by step of what you're supposed to be doing. So when they're testing it, they're following it along and they could do it themselves. You don't know your application. Only you know your application. So at the end of the day, also too, you want to give them the expected result of what exactly is it that it's supposed to do. So I'll give you guys an example like right now. So I'm going to go to over here. Let me see if I go to partners.shopify.com. Okay, CodingPhase. So let me see the stores. This is my test store right here. Now, when they install their application, they have their own stores that they could test things out. Okay, but you're gonna tell them, hey, install the application. After installing the application, right? So let's say, for example, I could come here, click on apps, UTM app. Okay, test your app. Click install app, right? Reason why the application wasn't there is because I uninstalled it before. You guys remember, if you was in the course, you remember we uninstalled it. So give this a second. Okay, it says install unlisted. Going through the process, start free trial. Okay, and there we go. Now in here, you want to tell them every step. So like, let's say for this application, what we're doing is creating marketing links using the UTM tags. So you would tell them, hey, click on where it says product, choose a product, click add. After choosing one product, then from there, come in, put in a discount code, come in, put in a campaign source, put in information for the campaign name, choose a term, choose a banner, okay, campaign content. Then from there, click on save. And then the result should be that they have created a link. And if they click on edit, they should be able to see the link right here with all of the UTM tags. All right. So then from there, that's pretty much it. That's what the application does. All right. So you're giving them every single step. So like that, they could go ahead and test it out. All right, guys. So now the next thing that I will say is just to go back here, submit your information, write it down, and click on save. Okay. Once you do that, you're able to go through the next steps. All right. Of course, you have this, like I said, you could have this in English, you have this in translated listing. Okay. You also have in here, do you want the application to be visible? Okay. Pretty much like, let's say, for example, if you want it to be listed or you want it to be unlisted. Okay. You could do that. From there, you could also get the link to your application. Okay. So something like this. Let me see. This is the link that we created from over there. I don't think they have the link yet. But once you have submitted the application and they approve you, you're going to be able to copy the link. And that's going to be the link of your actual, your actual application within the App Store. So that's pretty much it. All right. We just went over all of this information. Okay. And here you could also say, hey, if you add in multiple languages, you could change this and say, I want to change the primary listing language. Primary listing language is always going to be English, but you could go ahead and get it translated into other languages too. All right. And then from there, just click submit and that's it. They will email you back. They will let you guys know if your application worked successfully in the next few days. And that's it. You got your application online, kids. All right. So I know it's a lot of information, but I know for some of you guys that are watching this either on YouTube or watching this on the course, it's going to be very helpful to understand what to do. Again, I am not providing you guys with a landing page. That's something that you guys have to do yourself. Personally, I would say, guys, invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, how do you expect people to invest in you? Okay. So something like this, $16, this will make you look way more professional. It will make you look like, like a pro. You got different examples of different things that you can do. As you could see, you could have different pages. They have pricing plan. They have FAQ. Like this is something that's complete. Like it has everything that you need for your application. Okay. Again, me personally, I really like this one. If you want something like this one's nice too. Something like that. Okay. It all depends on what type of application you have. All right. But my favorite one is definitely this one, just because you could have like, hey, this is my application. This was what we do. Here you could start your 14-day trial, your 7-day trial. Okay. Then from there, you have your information or image of your application. Okay, you have everything in here that has to do with your application. You have a button to click on a video. You have other pictures that you can add for your application. Again, giving another preview of your app, put in, some testimonials. You got your pricing. You could do yearly, monthly, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. And definitely, guys, it's going to save you a lot of time and it's going to make you look like a pro. All right. You could reuse this a million times. Nobody cares that you're reusing the same layout. So that's $16. You could reuse it for all of your apps that you create. So it's up to you how you want to do it. All right, guys. So we just went over everything, guys. Listen, congratulations for completing this course. If you are part of the Yearly Plus membership, if you are somebody who bought the whole bundle, well, you're going to continue to see me in the next few videos, right? In the next few courses, we're going to jump into the next thing, which is going to be Vapor serverless deployment, auto scaling. Okay. We deploy this application with Heroku, but there's definitely limitations with Heroku, and Heroku is a little bit expensive. So it's a great way for you guys to get started. But with Vapor, once you start getting to a bigger point in your career as a Shopify developer, I would say, hey, investing into something like Vapor, which is going to allow you to just focus on your application. You don't have to focus on doing anything else. Okay. You don't have to focus on setting up AWS. You don't have to focus on doing DevOps. You don't have to focus on nothing. Okay. And I'm pretty sure that if you are watching this in the future, there's going to be way more courses added to this. This is the beauty of signing up to CodingPhase.com. New things get added to Shopify. New changes get added to Shopify. New opportunities come up with Shopify. We're going to be adding it to this bundle right here and the courses that you might see in the future in here. Okay. So definitely, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, and hopefully you guys subscribe to the channel and show love, and definitely go check out CodingPhase.com, guys. I'm telling you guys, this is the way to go. This is the wave. If you've been looking for a way to make money as a web developer, this is the perfect way. You create applications, you put it out there on Shopify, and then you get paid for doing the service. Okay, I'll see you guys later. It's your boy Joe, back at it again, CodingPhase.com. Peace.